The Macadams cheese cutter is used for cutting a selection of hard and soft cheeses. In this video, we will be showing you the safe work procedures, operation, and cleaning of the Macadams range of equipment. As with all deli equipment, the correct safe work procedures must be followed at all times to minimize potential hazards and workplace injury. Knowing how to correctly inspect, operate, clean and maintain, and protect yourself while operating the cheese cutter is essential for your safety and the safety of other employees. Ensure you're wearing the correct personal protective equipment. Always make sure that the area around the cheese cutter is clear of any obstacles or hazards. Inspect the cheese cutter to make sure it is in proper working order by checking that the cheese cutter is on a level surface, that the cheese cutting wire has the appropriate tension and is not slack. Turn the dial at the head to increase the tension if needs be. Now ensure that the rubber stopper is in place and that it is not damaged. If you identify any potential hazards or malfunction during your inspection, do not use the cheese cutter and report your findings to your supervisor immediately. To operate the cheese cutter, ensure that the area around the cheese cutter is hygienically clean. Stand in front of the cheese cutter and hold the handle firmly. Lift the handle so the cutting wire is raised and place the cheese on the cutting board in the correct position. You can now bring the cutting wire down on the cheese, applying even pressure so that the wire cuts straight through the cheese. Slice the cheese until the slicing arm rests on the rubber stopper. Repeat this process until all your cheese is sliced. Working with a damaged rubber stopper is a safety hazard and can also damage the cheese cutting wire. Be sure to avoid injuring your fingers by accidentally wedging them between the cheese cutting base and the handle. To avoid injury, keep your hands clear from the cutting wire and the base of the cutting plate. If you are battling to cut the cheese, adjust the tensions on the cutting wire. Cleaning the cheese cutter is the next major step. Doing so daily is important preventative maintenance that ensures the proper operation of this machine. It is important to follow your company's prescribed cleaning schedule. Clean the cheese cutter using a damp cloth that has been soaked in warm soapy water. Paying special attention to the cheese cutting wire. Remove all the cheese residue from the wire and the cutting base. Sanitize the cheese cutter and allow it to air dry, ensuring no dampness is left on the cheese cutting board, as moisture that is left behind can damage and discolor the stainless steel finish. Now clean and sanitize the work area around the cheese cutter. Finally, do an inspection of the cheese cutter, ensuring it is in good working order. If there's any fault or damage, report it to your supervisor immediately. Always follow the correct safe work procedures to protect yourself and fellow deli staff and customers at all times.